Do you feel like there's a build up again of boxing? I feel like it kind of went away for a minute.
Yep.
And that excitement for the past even maybe year, you feel the trajectory going up. I feel like you're coming in with this right at the right time.
You know, there's a lot of great fighters coming up, young fighters, flamboyant, fighters who are making a lot of noise. Tank Davis, Hank Haney, Ryan Garcia, and the list goes on and on and on. Canelo Alvarez, who's fighting the very best. So yeah, these are exciting times for boxing, and the Jake Paul, who is just like, I mean, is just amazing for boxing. It's creating this attention that boxing has never had before. So we're riding a wave that is great for the sport.
So you do think Jake Paul and Logan Paul are good for boxing?
Hell yes.
How?
Okay.
Why do you think there's so much controversy around that? There's so many people that discredit them.
They weren't real boxers to start with, and now I feel like they are.
Well, especially I think it's Jake Paul who's been fighting and who's been undefeated. He actually has some hands. He's talented. He only has like 4 fights. I think the reason why they're giving him a lot of criticism is because he only has 4 fights and he's receiving all this attention, attention that maybe world champions don't receive. So you know, I think Jake Paul's doing great for himself.
So you think there might be a little jealousy, though, a little, because he knows how to master the social media, the promotion. Yeah. The biggest promoters used to be, not on social media. Social media has kind of changed that. Maybe that's where the jealousy comes in.
If Don King would have had social media, he would have used it.
Exactly. Yeah, but he's great for the sport. He's awesome. Love the guy. He's I remember going to his dressing room right before he knocked out this UFC guy.
Yeah.
And I believe it was his second fight. And I told him, look, keep doing what you're doing. Forget the criticism. Just block it out. And I told him, look, the more criticism you have, the more haters you have, the better you're doing for yourself.
Now, if you're playing matchmaker, who was somebody a legitimate boxer that you would want to see him go toe to toe with?
I actually wouldn't mind seeing Jake Paul go in against Conor McGregor.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's a big fight. That's a big one.
And I feel that because of the styles, I think Jake Paul would beat Conor McGregor.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now you said you're hanging your gloves up. Is that real? Like, we got this big thing coming to the Alamo Dome and all that. We're talking about Ryan but what about you? I mean, are you really done?
I don't know. Every time I'm sitting ringside at these fights, and it's like I start to think about okay, maybe I can come back, maybe I can beat that guy, who knows? I don't know. Right now I'm not feeling it, but tomorrow maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
I was gonna say, do you miss all that road work, the mitts, the sparring, just getting ready for a fight?
I miss waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning, running 10 miles, the smell of the gym. I miss all that. But I don't miss the punches. Those I don't miss.
He misses getting up at 4 a.m. I'm like, damn. We do morning show and we're like, we don't every day we're like, damn, it's 4 a.m. already.
The problem is I'm coming home at 4 a.m. now. So
gotta get up the night activity.
Oscar De La Hoya and not ask you this question. What is the toughest fight you ever had? Because obviously you had one of the most impressive careers in boxing, period.
Yeah.
The toughest fight.
I'm talking amateur to professional.
Yeah, no, I fought this kid from Ghana, actually. And ironically, Ryan Garcia is fighting this kid from Ghana. So those kids are tough. They have bricks in their hands.
Nothing to lose.
I remember fighting this kid, and it felt like he had bricks in his hands. And literally in the 12th round, if you watch that fight, Cortez, in the 12th round, I hit him with like 40 punches. And he wouldn't go down.
I remember that fight.
It was like a Rocky movie. It was crazy. One of my toughest fights. Yeah. So
now I have to ask you something personal. I saw what you got I saw what you got your girlfriend for Valentine's Day. Lovely, good for you. What about the poor people? What do you think that normal people should give their woman for Valentine's Day?
Some nice roses, box of chocolate.
I was like, geez, what about the rest of us, Oscar? Do you have any recommendations for men for gifts for their girlfriends?
Well, they have a good lease program. You know, a Ferrari. You can lease a Ferrari, actually. You know, for
an hour. For an hour, we would qualify. What do you think that, should a man really pay that much attention to the woman in his life? Is this important?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like, yeah, I mean, I think the woman should do everything for her man, and the man should do everything for her woman. I mean, that's just the way it should be, right?
Are you paying attention, husband?
I'm paying attention. We're married.
I do everything for my man.
Hey, and never let it get old.
No.
Oh, that's for real. It can't be old. It can't be old in a Ferrari.
No.
It feels brand new. Brand new. Okay, so obviously the fight's coming up. We're all excited about it. Like I said, I feel this resurgence of energy toward boxing. What can we expect from Ryan? He makes a lot of noise on social media. Speaking of which, his TikTok is on fire. What do you see in Ryan that's different than other boxers out there?
He has the personality. He has those young girls who follow him, who love him, who and that's, I mean, the last person to really attract that audience was myself. So I experienced it, and it's great for the sport. It's great for boxing, for his brand. He just has to be himself. But first thing is first, he has to demonstrate inside the ring who he really is. So come April 9th, I think he has to go out there, knock this guy out, and hopefully we'll be talking about Tank Davis or one of those fighters very soon. Yeah.
So, as a Mexicana myself, Mexican American, I feel like my family always looked at you with so much pride. Especially my tios, my tio Ismael, my tio Frankie, man, they were all about Oscar. Do you feel like Ryan is kind of filling those shoes as a Latino? I mean, he got a long way. That's some big shoes. But just when it comes to Mexican American pride in general, because for a long time we weren't uplifted, and even now to a certain extent. I mean, I think I just gave a statistic on the radio. 20% of the population, we're 0.5% of media. That's how little representation we have.
Sure.
So you were somebody that we could all look at and say, look, he's doing it. And he's in a special place. Do you feel like Ryan is somewhat filling those shoes as well?
Well, he definitely has the opportunity in front of him. He has to continue winning. He has to continue just being who he is. But most importantly, yes, he has to keep winning world titles and challenging the very best. Once he becomes a world champion, he has to maintain that status, that level. And it's not going to be easy, but if there's one guy who can do it, it's Ryan Garcia. I mean, he's our hope. Yes.
I love that.
Back to Ryan and attracting the ladies. Does he need an assistant or another corner guy at all, Oscar? If that's
well, I already applied for the job, so don't worry about that.
I think Oscar's gonna get the job before you get the job.
He's cutting the checks. So.
Yeah, he cut the check. Speaking of which, I want to know. I was looking, reading up on you. I mean, obviously, we're all very familiar. You're an icon in sports. Do you find more satisfaction in promoting or boxing?
Well, I mean, promoting doesn't hurt as much physically. But yeah, I actually miss it. It's crazy. Call me crazy, but I actually miss getting hit. I'm a nice guy. I'm very, just calm. Nothing gets me, excited really fast. And it's, I think that when I get hit, the buildup of me getting angry, because it takes a lot for me to get angry. So when I get hit and I start building and getting that anger in me, it's like I miss that. The retaliation of getting hit. I miss it. It's crazy.
The adrenaline rush.
The adrenaline rush. Yeah,
Well, I
crazy.
mean, you could have your girl just slap you around a little bit in that Ferrari.
Yeah, but it's, I mean,
You know
that's
what I'm
a whole
saying?
different, yeah.
That's another show.
I actually
That's
enjoy
another
that.
show. You know what I'm saying?
We'll cut this part out. April 9th, Alamo Dome.
No, this is going to be the biggest promotion of the fight. Watch.
Right.
I want to thank you for your time. We'll be watching, of course. This is just the beginning, I think, of Ryan's long career, you know, with Golden Boy behind him, with all of this behind him, with his own, I mean, honestly, his own he's so savvy.
Yeah,
right, when it comes to
and
media
don't forget
and
with Holly giving me a few slaps.
Yeah. See, he liked that. I told you. He's like, shit, I'm about to go home and tell her. Let's get in this Ferrari. All right, so we'll see you April 9th. I mean, this is going to be a big deal. Where can we watch? What can we do? What do we got to do?
Yeah, watch it live on DAZN, on the new sports streaming platform, DAZN. They're doing a great, phenomenal job. They're global, they're worldwide. They're buying all these rights, and so they're buying the best fights in boxing. So don't miss it. April
Obviously, San Antonio is a really big market. I mean, there's millions and millions of people. People are going to be coming in from all over.
Sure.
Do you see a fight in Vegas soon for Ryan? Do you see anything like that, Vegas or?
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Nice. I think if Ryan wins this fight April 9th, I can see Ryan Garcia's next fight taking place at T-Mobile Arena, MGM. Yeah, big time boxing in Vegas. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited. We'll be there. We'll cover it.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds great.
Yeah, we're right next door.
Any other new talent that we should know about that's coming up still?
Sure. We have there's Virgil Ortiz, who's fighting March fighting March 13th, who's fighting also on DAZN. He's one of our brightest young stars. He's young, he's undefeated, 18 knockouts, 18 fights. He's from Dallas, Texas. And so he's next in line to fight for a world title. So he's going to be one of our bigger stars. So he's one to look for.
I wanted to say something real quick. These guys off the air, you know, they're big boxing fans. They both come from boxing families. They both knew the Tapia family in New Mexico.
Right.
And so coming in here to talk to you, they were excited. I mean, they're holding back a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Ask you, music-wise, Nasty Boy Click or Lighter Shade of Brown, Oscar?
Oh, I see. I grew up with Lighter Shade of Brown, so I respect.
Okay. He's from California.
Yeah.
He's from Cali.
I respect, but
we can still be friends. It's all the same. It's all the same. Yeah, we can still be friends.
Yes, it is.
Did you know Johnny Tapia?
I did actually. I'm actually, you know, people don't know this. I'm actually the one that gave him his nickname, Mi Vida Loca.
No.
Yeah, because he was just, I mean, this guy was crazy. And I mean, the stuff he would do in training camp. And I was like, man, your Vida is Loca. And he was like, oh my gosh, that's my nickname, La Vida Loca. So yeah, I knew him very well. I mean, it's very tragic what happened to him, but he was one of the best fighters in the history of the sport.
Well, I appreciate you shouting him out. I'm sure that his family will be watching this, and his wife and his children, and they'll love to hear that.
That's
Thank you, Oscar,
Thank you
for your time. I know how valuable it is, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks.
All right.
All right. See you there.